Welcome to the Soul Mirror, where we peel back the veil between worlds and explore what lies beyond. I'm your host, Shreya, and today we are joined by the extraordinary June Edward, a psychic and trance medium whose life itself bridges two realms. From her near death experience to her book, All is Fair in Love and Karma, June offers rare insight into love, destiny, and the energies that shape our souls. Welcome, June. I'm honored to have you on my show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And June, your journey began with a childhood gift that evolved into full mediumship. What was that turning point when you truly embraced your abilities?
It really took quite a while. I wasn't ready. I had a fear of my abilities and a fear of the unknown. And I guess about 12 years ago now, I started to meditate. And the first time that I meditated, my abilities just opened up full blown. It was like they kicked the door into the other side and said, "She's ready." And I could not stop it. I had no choice at that point in time other than to find someone to help me learn how to turn it on and turn it off because I couldn't.
That's really beautiful, and thank you for sharing your story. And did that acceptance bring peace, or did it challenge your view of reality?
So, what's interesting is that they're always educating me from the other side. The ascended masters, the guides, the angels. Even when I do a reading for someone, they're teaching me something from the other side. So, it's a constant learning process. I'm always learning. They're always giving me information. And I love to learn, so for me, it's kind of amazing. You have to get by the fear. Your brain and your head creates fear in order to protect you, and you have to get beyond that and learn how to trust. And when you can do that, the entire universe opens up for you. It's absolutely incredible.
That is so true, and that tension between belief and surrender is something so many feel when they face the unseen, and it's really powerful to hear how you navigated it. And also, your book title suggests that love and karma intertwine. How do you see the two influencing each other in everyday life?
So, karma is created in this lifetime. If you've done something to someone that you do not have remorse for and you did not make amends, when you come back in the next lifetime or future lifetime, you now owe a karmic debt to someone else. So, in this lifetime, one of the reasons that we've come back is to collect the karmic debts that are owed to us and pay the karmic debts that we owe to someone else. And karma is not a bad thing. There is nothing that is bad about karma or wrong about karma. People have this concept that it's a difficult thing or a bad thing, and it's not. Everything that happens in your life is always happening for your highest and best. Let's say you stole money from someone in a past relationship and you had no remorse and you didn't make amends. And in this relationship, that person came through and they're not going to come through to steal money from you. What point would that be? It's not tit for tat. It doesn't work that way. They're going to come into this lifetime and do something for you to help you. That's going to be their role. Maybe they'll be your boss and they'll teach you how money works because money is energy. That's why it's called currency. But, even though you've created that karmic debt to someone, it just means that they have to now come into this lifetime and help you learn one of the lessons that you're here to learn.
That's truly amazing. And so, when we experience heartbreak, do you think it's karmic healing rather than punishment?
Uh, It's never a punishment. It's all part of the lesson that you're supposed to be learning here. You're here to learn five soul lessons, and everyone has to learn those lessons for their soul to advance. One of those lessons is unconditional love. And maybe that's where the heartbreak comes in because you have to have self worth and you have to unconditionally love yourself first before anything else. And then just because you've got heartbreak doesn't mean you replace that with fear or hate. Fear is the opposite of love. You have to continue having that love in your heart and understand that it is better to have been loved and lost than never loved at all. There are actually people that I have met in this world that have never known what love is. How sad is that? Love is the highest vibration there is. It brings you the closest that you can get to the angels and the ascended masters. Love is an amazing thing. So you have to look at the other side of that. Okay, you've got a heart broken, but you had the opportunity to actually experience love. How amazing was that?
That shift in perspective from pain to purpose can truly transform how we move through relationships. And also, you helped many connect with souls from the other side. What is one message that tends to repeat itself through different spirits?
So I guess one of the biggest things is that they don't wanna be forgotten, first of all, and they don't reincarnate until everyone that they knew here and a few generations have gone by because they don't wanna be forgotten. They're also still very connected to the life that they had here, until that happens, until everybody's pretty much gone. They're still very connected to that last lifetime they had. One of the things that they're always asking about is family. Family, heritage, maintaining, um, cultures like recipe books and scrapbooks and pictures for the future generations. These things seem to be very important for them on the other side. And again, I think it's just the fact that they're still connected to this lifetime that they had here that's still important for them. I'm sure that's not the case farther down the line, but, those are the similarities for the people that I bring through.
Yes, and they think those messages evolve as humanity evolves.
Um, I don't know that it has anything to do with humanity evolving. It's our souls that are actually evolving, and some souls are more evolved than others. And for instance, I brought through a young man for his mom, and he was a very evolved soul. And those are the ones that just love to play with me because, again, they're always teaching me things from the other side. And he just sat there playing chess, and he wanted to play chess with me. He didn't want to talk to me. He just wanted to play chess. And he had a very high intellect, which I could tell, and he was quite humorous. And I forget what else it was he did, but I had his mom sitting there and I'm like, I'm sitting here at a chess game. He's playing chess with me." And she's like, "Yeah, that's my son. This is what he does." I'm like, "Okay." So the message is always a little different, but they want you to know that that is them. They don't
This
change. Yeah, they don't change just because they go to the other side. They don't change into some different personality or, you know, they don't heal into some amazing creature. They are still the same person there that they were here, just without a body.
Yes, it's really fascinating to imagine that even souls beyond us continue grow as we do, and like it's really amazing. And
Well,
how
it's different because time is different. Time is very relative. The faster you move, the slower time is. So it's about 4.5 years for us to 1 year on the other side.
yes, that's really interesting, and thank you for sharing this insight. And having crossed over and returned, what surprised you most about the other side?
So I never really believed um, in saints and praying to saints. I didn't really believe that they existed. I felt that every religion was just basically a story, which for the most part they are. They're all right and they're all wrong. And I always knew there was a higher power. I always knew there was a God. And when I passed over, for me, it was just overwhelming love because that's the feeling that I have most in my heart. I've brought many souls through that are still living in anger and hurt and fear and every other emotion that you have. What you exhibit on the other side is the emotion that you have the most of, and for me, it was love. And it was the highest love. It was like an agape love. It just enveloped you. It was amazing, and no pain, no fear, but all of my knowledge and all my abilities to see everything that's happening anywhere and everywhere, which was amazing. I don't fear death. In fact, I help people cross over, and it's just absolutely incredible and amazing once you've gone into that light and gone to the other side.
Yes. And also, how has that experience changed how you live your human life today?
I look at things from a very different perspective. Anything that's happening in my life, I have to question, why is it happening? What's the purpose? Is it teaching me something? Is it teaching someone else something? Even the challenges that I have in life, I have to ask myself, what's the lesson here? Is it my lesson? Is it someone else's lesson? And I listen very carefully to um, my psychic abilities as to what I should be doing. Should I let something go? Should I progress forward with it? Should I ask more questions? What direction is it that I should be going? And they'll always give me those answers and they'll always tell me which way I'm supposed to be going with something. So it's changed my entire perspective on life. I understand that we're here for a very short time, literally a blink of the eye. And I embrace everyone that they've brought into my life and appreciate everyone that's been brought into my life. But again, relationships don't always last forever. So whether it's a friend or a family member, they may only be here for a short period of time. And I ask myself again, why were they brought into my life with every person that comes into my life? And I'm grateful for whatever it is that I'm learning or teaching.
Yes, that kind of first-hand experience must make every day here feel both fragile and sacred. And also, some people are skeptics when it comes to mediumship. How do you respond to those who doubt what can't be seen?
So it's not my job to force them to understand or learn or believe anything. That's kind of on them. I can only give what I get, and it's that simple. At some point in time, everyone will have some type of paranormal experience in their life that will start to open their eyes and open their heart, and they'll start to see things a little bit differently. Um, when once you've had a medium like myself bring someone through to you, you know it's real. I mean, I don't know these people that I'm bringing through. Only the person that's asking me to bring them through knows them. I had a show one time with 4 or 500 people, and I called on a gentleman in the front row who happened to be a widower, and he wanted to talk to his wife who had passed within the last year. And I'm standing there on stage, and all I'm seeing are 2 hands holding out this dress, and I'm hearing prom dress. And I had 2 choices. Do I say, "Oh, she's not here," which I know she is. Every time you say their name, they show up immediately. Or do I give him what I see? And I have no choice. I give him what I see. You have to take your ego out of it. Right or wrong makes no difference. I can only give what I get. And I told him, I just see 2 hands holding out a dress and hearing prom dress. And he started bawling his eyes out. He's like, "That's my wife." He goes, "That was her favorite saying every time she left the house, 'I'm off like a prom dress.'" I have no way of knowing this. I don't know these people that I'm bringing through. The sitter knows them. So if that happened to someone, how can you not believe that that's your wife, right? And then from there, she continued to show the rest of herself to me, which I was able to describe. And she had a lot of questions about the children, and they had a conversation through me. This is why it's called a medium. I'm just sitting in the middle. I'm like the radio. I'm only giving you what's coming through.
Yes, that's so beautiful. And also, has skepticism ever made you question your own path or strengthened your conviction?
So, when I first started doing this, the second year that I was doing it, I was doing a show with reading cards, and a woman came to me that was almost 90 years old, in her late 80s, and wanted to talk to her son. And I'll make the story short because it's kind of long, but she had thought that she caused her son to commit suicide. And no one had been able to bring her son through for her. For 35 years, she's been going to mediums trying to get them to bring her son through. And he felt such remorse and so guilty that his mother's life had been destroyed, thinking that she caused him to commit suicide because she was, putting a little bit of pressure on him, that he wouldn't come through for anybody. I had a hard time getting him through. I had to bring through his brother for his uncle first, and his uncle brought him through. But I was able to bring him through. So far, I've been able to bring everybody through. And he did not take his own life. It was an accident. And had his mother known that 35 years ago, she would have had a very different life. After that happened, I knew this was my calling. I don't care what anybody has to say about me. That's their perspective. That's their issue. That's their problem, not mine. I know what I'm doing is a good thing. I know I'm helping people, and not just souls on this side, but souls on the other side as well. The reunion between the two of them at that point was just incredible, and I'm sure he's probably gone to visit her in her dreams. She's probably passed since now, but at least she's able to do that with a clear heart.
It's often in questioning that truth finds its clarity, and your confidence in your purpose radiates that clarity so beautifully. And also, in your readings, do souls ever speak about regret, or is everything seen through love once they have crossed over?
No, they have regret. I've brought through a few people that have taken their own lives, and they absolutely regret it. And they're not able to reincarnate until they've gone through a lot of healing with the ascended masters on the other side, because it's never written into your plan. You create the plan for your life before you come here, and that's never an out that's acceptable or written into your plan. And the angels have to really scurry to fix all the connections that you were supposed to have while you were here. So yes, I've brought many through that have had different regrets. And some don't. I brought a man through that had molested his daughter, and she wanted closure, and he came through blaming her. So, like I said, they're not different people on the other side. They're the same.
Yes, that's such a healing reminder. And many people who experience loss look for signs like feathers, numbers, dream. How can they know when a sign is truly from their loved one and not coincidence?
So numbers and things like that, those are all from the angels. The angels speak to us in binary code and numbers, and that's what they do. They're always trying to give you information from the other side to keep you on the path you're supposed to be on. Signs from your loved ones on the other side, however, would be things like them moving your keys or turning your light on and off to get your attention or moving your coffee cup or starting up your toaster or your coffee maker. That would be your loved one kind of trying to get your attention that, hey, I'm here. Or smelling them. A lot of times, you might smell their perfume, or if they smoked, you might smell the smoke, things like that.
That's really, really amazing. And thank you for sharing this. And lastly, uh, is there any daily ritual or prayer that helps you stay connected to both worlds gracefully?
There is, and, anybody that wants to contact me, I'm happy to send them the correct directions to meditate. But I always call in my angels, guides, the ascended masters, any other higher vibrational entities that wanna come in to give me information that's clear, concise, verifiable, evidentiary, detailed, and for my highest and best. And I always call on Archangel Michael to surround me with love and light and protect me from any lower vibrational entities, any attachments, and any harm, and to protect my loved ones as well so that nothing comes to their harm. And this is how I open all of my meditations and how I end my day so that I sleep like a rock.
That's so beautiful. And thank you for sharing your light and wisdom with such grace. And the journey reminds us that love and soul never dies. It simply change forms. And if after this my listeners want to connect with you, then what's the best way?
The best way would be through my website. It's just my name, juneedward.com. There's no S in there, juneedward.com. There are plenty of videos that you can watch. There are links to all of my books. I've written 4 so far. There you can schedule an appointment with me if you want an Akashic reading, a regular reading. I also read the cards of the Magi, the destiny cards. If you wanna just talk to someone from the other side, or if you have questions about your own life, your own path, or things that are coming up in your life that you want clarity on.
Yes, and I will make sure to attach all these details or links below so that the listeners can find them easily and get in touch with you and do more from you. And again, thank you, June, for your story. And I think your story reminds us that love doesn't end and karma is not fate, it's growth.
It
And
is. Yeah.
to all my listeners, may you carry today's insight as a mirror to your own soul. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember every ending is just a new vibration beginning. Thank you.